Welcome to Junk Journaling with Kat. I'm Kat Cunningham. I'm an Imagine Art teacher with AmeriCorp, and this is really our first lesson together. So I'm excited, but this is going to be a fun lesson for you. If you turned into our class today here on Zoom, or you're seeing us on Instagram, you can start anywhere you want to. I'm calling this creative doodling, because it's not designing a specific picture or a landscape or doing a finished piece of art. It's all about learning to do exercises to what we call create muscle memory, so that you learn how your hand and your mind work together to develop new ideas. And when we start a project, we want to have an idea. So the best way to do it is to look at the ideas you've been doing in a sketchbook or whatever book you want to create. We're going to talk about how to create a junk journal later on. But right now, you can take any piece of paper and we'll talk about the materials. Creative doodling. That means you get to use your imagination and do anything that you want to do within the confines of the idea. So your first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a piece of paper in your sketchbook or anywhere else, and you're going to create this many squares. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 squares. And the reason being, we want to have every other square filled in. So there will be a PowerPoint, or if you can't open PowerPoint, there will be a PDF on our page or on Instagram for you to be able to take a look at the exercise. But do the 15 squares. If your paper's bigger, you can do bigger squares. If it's smaller, it's okay to do smaller squares. I'll show you where I started. I started my idea of this project in my journal. This isn't always my art journal, but I made it so that this is the class journal for Imagine Art. So I started here with just a little thumbnail. That's what we call a thumbnail, just about the size of your thumb, a little thumbnail sketch, a real rough. And then I started writing out what was going to be needed so that I could create this exercise for you. When I did, I then went to my sketchbook and I created this page. That gave me the 15 squares. It doesn't matter if they're 2 inch by 2 inch, 4 by 4, or 1 by 1, whatever it is, it fits your piece of paper for right now. Then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to now put a letter in each one of every other square. So I have, for instance, here H, and then H could be anything. It could be horse. It could be hamburger. So I did a hamburger. B could be anything. It could be a bed. I did a bird. C, I did a child. D, I did a dog, but it can be anything you want it to be. P, I did for pear. And S was for silver. W was for window. And F, because it's the leftover place for a letter, I did fruit. You can match that one with that one. So the letters are real simple. You can do your own, or if you have any magazines. When I looked in this magazine, I found something about pizza. I can cut that W out and I can put it in one of my boxes. Right? And it could be anything. It could be water. So I could go in and draw something about water. If you want to do some reference, you could go online to, images, go to your Google online, look at images, and take a look at everything that looks like water. Then you can just draw from that. The reason we're calling it doodling is because you're going to use your own way of doing designing and drawing. Some of these I found in magazines, some of them I drew. So you can find resources in other magazines. If you don't have any magazines, like I said, do your research online. So the next step, because this is all cut out of magazines and put drawings and everything in, I want to do it myself. So I have another one of these. If you do have a copy machine, make 2 or 3 copies. And here I use optional materials. If you only have a pen, that's all you really need. You just need a pen that has black ink. If you only have a pencil, you can use a pencil. It's nice and dark. If you have a black marker, I mark up really dark my lines, and then I go in and I can do some filling in. If I have colored markers, I then will be able to have more fun. I did a colored marker in here. I did some markers in here. All right. If you do have colored pencils, then you can go in and do some fun shadings. Later on, you're going to be learning about line when we start to look at all the ways of building patterns with line. But for right now, just want you to play and have some fun. You can make lines any directions that you want, fill them in any way you want. You could write other words in there if you want to, but make sure that every other one is some kind of a letter. This is what we call typography. Type, you're using type. Notice my H is on an angle. This one is negative. This one is laying down flat with the wavy lines, horizontal. This one is vertical. So I can do it any way I want to. So what we've got is creative doodling. You start with an empty box of 15 squares. You can put anything you want into them. I just use a simple little glue stick, and if you do want to go to the dollar stores, they are open. The ones that have food, they're open, and you can get the sticks. Otherwise, just use a simple white glue. Just don't put much glue on things, all right? And then go and do the finish. Fill it in with crayon. If you got crayon, that's a great fun thing to fill in. So you're going to fill in all 15 of them, and when you're done, you're going to go back on to our Monday lesson and be able to show us so we can have fun critiquing what you did. You can tell me what you learned, or you can put it on your Instagram or Imagine Art Instagram, and we'll be able to have some fun with it. So I want to show you an application. An example of what you did. This is a book filled with different artists that do things with letters, right? All right, and they're all different colors. Some have done them with more of a collage, cutting up tags, cutting up stamps, going in and doing stenciling. But you can see you can do finished art with just this concept. You could put it into your paintings. It could be a fun way of incising tile using a low fire glaze. Definitely do drawings for someone who likes to do painting and drawing. Three-dimensional, you could make three-dimensional boxes, putting objects in each areas of the box. So you see, this is just the design part. This is your ideas first, and we'll be able to have some excitement with it. Some of you know that I paint clothing. So what I did is put it on the back of my jacket here. These are the squares and these are verticals. Then I do horizontals, but I've broken up space and I've put pattern in each space. This pattern was from a jagged line stencil. When you break up pattern and you learn how to break up the pattern in an interesting, exciting way, like our exercise, you'll be able to add it to anything you want. So have a lot of fun, use your imagination, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.